Hey everyone, no respawns. I hope you're having a grand week. So we're at the Slug, and I'm building a little trailer shop over here. I actually already built it once, and I forgot a very important step, so I had to tear the whole thing down again. I'm mildly annoyed. However, that does mean I know exactly what I'm doing, which is pretty cool. So the Slug is, before I get into that, one of my favourite settlements. I always say that, but I actually genuinely mean it with the Slug, because it's quite unique. It's got a really nice open area. Everyone's really vibey. Nick looks cool standing there, but he looks cool anyway. And it's just quite an awesome area. I also like the fact, I like the way it's positioned because it's right next to this road here. It's got the bridges there. It feels like it should be a really big trading hub, which is exactly what we're going to do. But this video, we're making a trailer shop right here. And it's going to look awesome because I've already spent 30 minutes faff around with it, so I know exactly what it's going to look like. Most of what it's going to look like. So let's just jump into it. Okie dokie. I'll tell you the step I forgot. The step. Oh, by the way, I have already moved these fences back, by the way. And I moved the gate over to that side because I want to use this spot. So the step, because we're going to be using the trailer. This is in the USO mod. I'll show you where it is in a sec. Everyone loves this trailer. I love this trailer, and I've got a cool shop design for it. But the thing with the trailer is you have to remember to put a rug on the ground, like some kind of thing to stop it from glitching through the floor. Otherwise, it looks really stupid, which you will see. So we're going to make sure that. So we're going to put these floors in, make sure that facing the right way, which is cool. And then, because I nearly forgot to do it again, we're going to go over to here like this, and we're going to get specifically, well, one of these, but probably this one. Put them there. Like that. Put two actually, just so it's not not sink in the ground. Because basically what happens is it sits into the floor, and you have basically just like a millimeter of the floor, the wood, like that mesh, the planks. That's the word. They're called planks. You have the planks poking through the top, and it's really annoying. And hypothetically, I got really far into the build and then realised I hadn't done that step, and it meant I had to tear everything down. I can fit this in here. I've tried it already. Just let's go there. I'll do it from this side. We're going to check it's not twatting in first. There we go. I mean, it is twatting in, but like... See, it's fine there, but normally it would have all the planks go through. Yes, the word is planks. That's the word that I knew. Because I can speak the English very well. Right, anyway, okay. So I actually had like a little bit of inspiration with this one, so it should look pretty cool. Famous last words, but we'll see. Okie dokie. If you ever want to see me building live, because normally I don't do the live building as much. I usually try and do a combination of builds and tours. I do stream regularly now, regularly-ish now actually. And yeah, want to see that? I have all the builds planned. I'm actually going to be efficient because I need a couple of cinder blocks as well. Specifically these for a thing in a sec. 1, 2, let's go there. Thank you. I appreciate you, cinder block. Cool. Cool. So this should look really cool. Well, I know it's going to look really cool because I've already built half of it already because I've messed up. But on the plus side, that means that I now get to do everything a bit more efficiently, which is never a bad thing. Right, I always never center this though. Get in there, yeah. There we go. Back a bit more. Lovely. Gorgeous. Right, okay, so first things first, let's not go out there. Let's do the platform. So basically, I'm going to have a shop kind of going this way. It's going to face there so people can buy from there. And then he's going to have his own little social area there. He or she, actually, I actually don't know which trader I'm going to use. I have to find someone. Because I still want everyone to be ghouls at the Slug. Which means I have to do some shenanigans with getting ghoul traders in. I'll put this one here. I'll put this one here, this damaged one. It's gonna grab these two into... No, don't get out of that. Actually, no, I'll just get rid of that. So I'm almost certainly gonna keep picking that up. I'm gonna make a little bit of a corner piece. Here. And I learned very recently that you can actually sink this pillar into this part, because sure, why not? Which means I can just grab this bit. Let's do that. That very loud banging that you may have just heard is, I've got like, I don't know why they keep doing it. I drink lots of sparkling water, right? And I've got the bottles because I'm all healthy and don't want to melt my teeth or as much with, like, you know, normal sodas and soft drinks, all that jazz. And occasionally the bottles like to just make this massive cracking noise because of the pressure. So you might have heard that. So sorry about that, but I'm not going to stop now. Bloody loud though. Jesus, keep it down. Honestly. Not you guys. You can be as loud as you like, but that stupid bottle. Lovely. Okay, cool. So the whole idea is I just wanted to have his own little kind of like slightly scrappier looking platform. Next. And I'm going to use this as the area to do it because it's actually a good shout. We're going to make a wee little area for them to have their front of the shop. I'll do it that way because it's going to be 3 long and I want a wee bit of a gap between. Doing it this way is way quicker than how I did it originally because I can do the one I want. Lovely. Lovely. Absolutely gorgeous. About like that. Yeah, cool. Because this is like the front. And I'm going to put the tarp in now. But I need to put some posts in. And no, I don't, because I remember the posts were being a bit annoying first, so I'm going to do the tarp next. We do like a good tarp, specifically this one over here. I love this tarp. I kind of wish there were a couple more colours about, like reskins of it, but it's so nice. It's pretty, and also I like the red contrast with the rest of the build. Always looks good, so I'm going to... Said hypothetically I've memorized this already, which actually is really helpful because builds can take bloody ages, guys. Cool. Cool. I should be enough. Might have to put a second rug in there actually. Oh no. Evacuate a bit more that way because I want the side to be just where the door is, and a smidgen more. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And it hangs over just at the side there. Lovely jubbly, and I should be able to still put these bits in without any annoyance. Yeah. Also means the rug isn't getting in the way as much. Well, actually, I think it is. Maybe it is getting in the way. We'll see. I've got an idea. Maybe my plan to use the rug. Actually, you know, I'm going to go right back. Right. I'll do this bit first, and then I'll glitch the rug into here, so rather than having it in the way. Lovely. I love crates. I was always really annoyed when Fallout 76 dropped and we didn't have access to these, and I was just really upset. Also, I was laughing about this the other day. So I've moved house, right? And I'm decorating my house, and I was trying to think, how do I decorate my house? Because I've got this like much bigger place all to myself. It's awesome. And I realised, wait a second, because I live in Brighton, right? And they've got like loads of antique stores, and I was like, I also want nice storage. And I was like, why don't I just get loads of like old chests and crates? So I will share a picture on the old Instagram and socials and all that jazz. But eventually, very soon, I am going to have my living room decorated with loads of like old chests and boxes, which I'm going to hide my Warhammers in, which I just think is awesome. And is very appropriate given how I like to decorate my apartment. My apartment, my games, my builds IRL, or non-IRL, in Fallout was what I'm saying. It's going to look great. That's better. Yeah, that's way better. Okay, cool. So there's the front. So the vision is already visioning. Yeah, it made me really laugh quite a lot, actually. I was like walking around antique shops, because there's loads of them, and I was like, this would be good, I'll get that chest. I'm like, you're just decorating it like a build from Fallout. And why not? Everything looks great. It's going to be a little bit less scrappy, obviously. What's the time? I'm going to try and be efficient with this one. What I'm going to do is, as per, is going to show you guys most of the... I can't see with that one, so that might be a bit too big. Most of, like, the structural elements. And then, obviously, I'm going to go off camera and, like, do some decorating. But yeah, if you ever do want to see me like do like just more excessively long building, we do stream and I do build during my streams. Usually we'll do some questing and then we'll kind of sort of scootle off and do some questing and then I'll kind of finish with some building. Let me go in there? Let me go in there? Nah, you're not, you little shit. Go a bit further back. Fine. I'll get as close as we can. And I'm just gonna put it back. There we go. It needs to connect. It just needs to connect. There we go, look at that. And it's still in line with there, so it still works. So we're fine with it, and with that one as well. I'll put something under there, obviously, so it doesn't look like it's floating, but I'll do that off camera. I'll probably just sink another one of these in the bottom. Yeah. Actually, I probably don't need a post with this one because I think I'm going to use walls, but screw it, we'll just have one post here. Actually, I will. No, I know I do. I'm going to put one there just because that way it can be part of the wall that it's going to be part of. I'm going to sink something in there. Don't worry about that. And then we're just going to use some junk walls. And then what I'll do, and I'll point it out in the tour, is I'll probably just patch up it, just basically so it looks connected. You'll see, it'll look great. Mainly because I've done this a million times, so I know it works. Okie dokie. Yeah, see what I'll do is see this bit. I'll just make sure it's in line there like that. And in line there like that. Actually, I will show this part because it might be important. Hold that right. Let's put that way so it's a bit less. Yeah, okay, cool. And I'm going to put stuff here, so this area will look like a store area, so it won't look randomly empty. Whoop. Okay, I need the railings. Where are my railings gone? My beautiful, beautiful railings. So we'll have that railing, and we'll have that railing for now. And you're not gonna sink down, you bastard. Come here, you. Get over here. Right, please. Normally I have the scrapping mod disabled, which, for any of you who don't know, is a mod which allows you to scrap junk and also inadvertently messes with things like these glitches because it means that often the items will go red. But I haven't got it, and generally it hasn't been as much of an issue here, but famous last words. So basically what I'm doing is this, ostensibly. I might have to do this off camera though, because I might have to spend ages like wiggling it around to get it in. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will. Right, I'm going to do this part off camera, I suspect. Yeah, I will. Okay, I'm going to squeeze those in there with that technique, but it just might take me a minute. So rather than you guys have to watch me do every single step, let's do the top bit. Because that's just me punching off holes and chisel. Right, okie dokie. Now, I had a little bit of a mare with this one, trying to figure out how to get it to work. Oop, up we go. I was like, because basically, you see these bits here, they kind of sort of float, like the collision space is really floaty above these, and it was really annoying. And then I realised certain objects operate in different ways, and specifically this one always sinks down, and it was the perfect height, as you can see, for here. And what I can do is that I can use it as a launching point for here. That bit. Now, this bit as well is a problem because it's really, really high up. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull that back a bit. Second space. We're going to put this about here. I'm going to make a bit of a pile of those. Still too high, Jesus Christ. I think I was one down. Don't worry, it will look good. There we go. Ah, I lied. It didn't look good. Lovely. And that way I can have a little step here. And then I'm going to just put like another couple of these to sort of just wrangle it out. I'm only building up here just because I can. I'm going to give them like a little seating area or something. I don't know. Just because, why wouldn't you? Because it's cool. Just somewhere you can sort of hang out, enjoy the views, because honestly, it's not a bad view, it's an awful view, but like, you know, it's nice to someone. We'll put a step there so it doesn't look so hefted up. I think I've got some small boards somewhere I can use. Is that one? Got slightly ugly, less small bit. There we go, even better. He's got a little step. Lovely. I'll add some more platforming up there. Now we're going to do some stairs, he says as he falls down. So, oh, does that fit? Does that fit? Does that fit perfectly? Oh, love it. Sorry, that was a bit of a... slightly more of a sexual sound than I managed to plan. Sorry. Right, okay. Ah, you're going to be a nub. No, I've got it. Because it can sink in there, just like this pillar can, which means I can do this. Yeah. Go on, just let me know, so. Alright, it's not gonna work. I'll just have to wrangle this in place and then basically snap that. Yeah. Awesome. Oh, that's actually perfect. Works. And we'll put another bit of plywood. I'm probably gonna add a little bit of texture on these, so like, but ostensibly, yeah, steps. I'll make another little step, so I'll do that little thing, so you don't have the little pause. Yeah, got a little staircase up there. Let's add a bit more detailing to the outside, then we'll disappear, and I will actually do a little bit more actual decoration, and I'll kind of tell you and go through what I've done. So it's a bit of the structural side to give you an idea of how my little weird brain works in terms of building, and also I get to spend ages making things look pretty without feeling like I need to rush, because I do take longer than I really should doing these. I would say you can't rush perfection. You absolutely can, and sometimes should, because perfection is subjective. Right, okay. I just like railings, everyone. I just love railings. They're so cool. More railings. The fact that we only have 4 is a bit criminal. Well, I have loads, but you know, 4 default ones, shall we say. How did I survive in vanilla Fallout 4? I ask myself. Ah, there's bloody another railing. Just watching me. You're being a knob. You are being a knob. Why don't I just put it in like that? Why am I trying to sink it like an absolute idiot? Right, and then let's have a little bit of a platform here, and then yeah, then I'll disappear off and do the actual structural elements. Decorating elements, rather. I could do this. I could do that like that. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Lovely. And then we'll have the wee staircase bit. And I'll do a wee path all the time. Yay, look at that. This should be grand. I was like, let's make it under 25 minutes, David. You can do it. And it's going to be under 25 minutes. Or maybe just over, despite everyone. Gorgeous. Absolutely lovely, guys. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do is, this is the structural element so far. This is going to be the shop. This is the front bit. I'm going to decorate this up, add a bit more bits and pieces, maybe add a little bit more of a wall element and kind of patch up the sides. But ostensibly, this is the structure. I'm going to disappear off, give it a decoration, then I'll give you lovely people a wee tour. One mo. And we are finished. Guys, I just love a good trailer. They're so fun. They're so fun to decorate. They look so vibey. Everything rules. It makes me so happy. And even though this like did take me a few hours to do, because it wasn't exactly a small project, it's quite a nice little kind of space filler, and also draws the eye. Before I give you kind of a look-see of like, I'm going to tidy this area of all this grass, by the way. But it just kind of draws the eye, and it just adds a little bit of depth to the exterior of the settlement, even before I've even started doing the walls or anything else. It looks really, really cool. So I've added little bits and pieces. I haven't actually put the trader in, as I mentioned, because I need to find a ghoul to go in the spot. But they're going to go right there. They're going to vibe. It's going to be more of a general trader, I think. I put the liquors sign there, but I did it just because I wanted something 3D at the front. And also I had to really struggle to get that in. Because it's right up against the build area. I love decorating these trailers so much because you don't have to go too overboard to make them feel like, oh, that is floating like crazy. Oops. Alright, I can't use that. But you don't have to make them too overboard to make them feel like they're quite cozy. And I could have done more in here, and I almost certainly will. To be honest, I've kind of drained all of my junk decoration supplies, so I have to do actual questing to stock them up. And then here's up here as well. I just gave him a little vibe area where he gets drunk and then shoots things with a shotgun. But yeah, an absolute vibe. Really enjoyed that. I recommend kind of playing around with these kind of trailers, making little 3D elements at the front. It just kind of gives it a sense of structure. Oh yeah, I mentioned I'd show you how I did these bits. So I've just sort of sunk railings in and at the back there, just to kind of give a little bit of sense of, this is something that probably was kind of set up fairly quickly and then, you know, can be torn down. I was actually going to put some Brahmin troughs here, so like it can be pulled by Brahmin. I might, but I didn't want them disturbing the video. But anywho, hope that gives you a few ideas. As I said, this is in the USO object mod, so just go to structures, vehicles, and there's trailers, and it's in there. Probably my favorite little prefab to use because it's just so fun to decorate, and it's just the perfect little size. But anywho, as always, follow me on the socials, link in the description, Blue Sky and Instagram. I'm going to stream Doom the Dark Ages on Wednesday. I was going to do it over the weekend, but I had loads of stuff to do for IRL work, so I had to push everything back, hence why this was going to be up on the Saturday. I'm going to be probably doing 1 or 2 more builds before I do the tour of the slug, I think, because I've got a lot of space to use, so I probably want to kind of show you a bit the processes. Also, and it's TBC, but not too TBC, I'm going to start, now that I've got my own space, like a lot more structure and a lot more space to actually record, I finally want to start doing more kind of hobby content again. So I've got like a load of Warhammer stuff I want to start doing, a bit more structured than just me kind of whimsically doing things as I go, but I'm kind of planning and deciding on exactly what format that take. I think I've got an idea, and it should be quite fun. Something to mix up the Fallout stuff, and just kind of, if you guys are interested, you can tune in. But anywho, you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll speak to you absolutely lovely bunch of people soon. You take care.